started with a new session. So just to remind you, like this is our 11th session. So why, okay, just brief introduction. So why we do this thing? Okay, I told you this in the first session itself, but some of you may not that time. So why we do this? So what is ISC? Why we do that? And who are these heroes? So normally when we say heroes, क्या आता है दिमाग में यानी? What do you think? Movie heroes, right? Or cricketers,
Yes.
right? But and that we all know. Okay, everyone knows. Okay, Shah Rukh Khan, Hrithik Roshan, Virat Kohli. Okay. But there are names, okay, who have contributed a lot to Indian culture. Okay, and Indian culture is like thousands of years old, 10,000 years old. So we are not talking about all the names, but at least in last couple of centuries, last 200 years, there are people who have done a small or big but significant work that has affected our lives, our cities, our country. Okay? And these are very interesting stories. So the way we listen to Ramayana Mahabharata stories for inspiration, right? Yeah, because the epics are inspirational. We like those stories. Similarly, these are the stories that gives a lot of information that inspire us. Okay. Yeah, and they are very interesting stories. So that is what we cover through these hero sessions. These are, I call them heroes because they have done something, maybe some small work, okay, or maybe some lifetime of good work, but some significant work they have done, which is worth knowing, and that's why we do these sessions, and that's and the IHC is basically, and there are a lot of names. So if I tell you all the names in a single day, like a class, you will be get bored. Okay, this is like history is always boring. So other than doing that, what we can do, learn few things every week, okay, every day. That way, over the year, we'll learn a lot of things, and there is no burden. So that's what the calendar is. Every whenever there is a birth anniversary of someone, we share information about that person, and that's how we learn a lot of names. Okay, almost 200 names will go through over the year, and that will be very useful information. So let's see. Okay. So as we start always, so these are the 4 stories we'll be covering today. Okay, any idea who are these people?
No.
No. Okay, and that's not that's fine. We are here to learn. Okay, by the end of the session, hopefully you will recognize them. Okay, so we'll be covering the story.
Irawati.
Yeah, one is Irawati Karve, and we'll come to know about her story. So we'll be covering stories between December 14 to December 20. There is actually only one story in that period. And we'll also have some stories from the earlier session, November 9 to November 15, which was during the Diwali. So total 4 stories we will have. Yeah. So our first hero is Birsa Munda. Okay. Now, who was Birsa Munda? So Birsa Munda was born on 15 November 1875 in Ulihattu village of Bengal Presidency that time, which is right now in Jharkhand. So abhi wo jagah Jharkhand mein. And he belonged to the Munda tribe, which is an Adivasi tribe. And Adivasi tribes, they used to live near the jungle in the hills there. So he belonged to them. As a boy, he was a very lively boy who looked after the sheep and played flute. And he was very from a very poor background. Okay. His parents didn't have much money for education, so he was sent to his mama's village in Ayubhatu, which is nearby village. He was sent there. Here he was admitted to a German missionary school. Okay. He was a bright child, uh, but in his school, those teachers who were German teachers often ridiculed the tribal culture. Now, tribals or the Adivasis have a different culture and a very interesting culture they have. But the Germans who were outsiders, they were making fun of them, fun of those cultures, fun of the tribal people. So Birsa didn't like it and opposed them. So because of this thing, he had to drop out of school. He was asked to drop out. After that, young Birsa started roaming in the jungles, okay, and he came in contact with Swami Anand Pandey, who was Swami meditating in the jungles. So he came in contact with him, and Swamiji enlightened him with the Hindu religion, the mythology, Ramayana, Mahabharata stories, and other things. So Birsa liked that, and that gave him a lot of insights and enlightenment. Okay. At this time, Birsa also did a lot of things because of which people started believing that Birsa had magical powers. The tribal people started believing that this boy has some special powers. Okay, so though Birsa was very open-minded, he refuted those okay customs, basically those kind of superstitions. Okay, he said them to do away with those superstition, अंधश्रद्धा को हटाओ, and उनको साथ में लेके आए सारे ट्राइबल पीपल जो अलग अलग थे. बेसिकली देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ डिविजन अबाउट देम, सो ही यूनाइटेड देम. And he was very young boy at that time, and but his reach was so far that he ultimately was managed to unite all the tribal people of that area. Birsa Munda started to advise tribal people to pursue their original traditions. Okay, and brought back a number of tribals who had converted. The number of tribals had converted under German and British influence. So he brought them into the original culture. Okay, and tribals started considering Birsa Munda as God. Okay, and referred to him as a Dharti Abba, means father of the earth. So आज भी the tribals of Jharkhand consider him as a god or Bhagwan. Okay. Now, East India Company, which was a British company, had enacted a Madras Forest Act 1882. What was this act? So act was such that the tribals or Adivasi themselves cannot access the jungles and the hills. तो उनसे उनकी प्रॉपर्टी छीन ली, उनका फॉरेस्ट छीन लिया. ओके, the property now is given to landlords, जमींदार को दे दी. Okay, so they snatched away the rights of common tribal people. So Birsa Munda encouraged tribals to raise voice against this atrocity because this was unfair to the tribals. So because of this, he was arrested for 2 years, and then he was released. But after his release, he mobilized the people, gathered them, and formed the guerrilla army. Okay, he created an army of tribal people to end the British Raj and started a revolt, which is called Ul Gulan. Okay, Ul Gulan is basically great revolt in the tribal language. So he started that revolt in 1899. What they used to do, they would attack the British police stations and properties with the bows, arrows, slingshots, okay, and set them fire. This continued for some time, but obviously British had a better weapons, right? So British crushed the revolution, okay, and killed many warriors of the Birsa Munda army. So Birsa himself managed to escape, but ultimately he was arrested when he was betrayed by his own people. He was hiding in a village, and someone gave that information to police. So he was arrested and sent to jail. It was believed that in jail he was poisoned. Okay, and at the age of 25 years only, he died in prison. So in 25 years only, he did so much things that he was considered God by those people. But even though he died, the fight continued, and British were forced to enact Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act in 1908. Okay, that gave the rights to tribals and restricted the transfer of land to non-tribals. So tribals can maintain or retain their culture. Okay. So this is the legacy of Birsa Munda, and that's why he's there in our heroes list.
Wow.
Yeah, any question? Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah. The next story we have is the Bhagwati Charan Vohra. The Bhagwati Charan Vohra was born on 15th November 1903 in Lahore. He came from a rich family, but he chose the path of revolution. So Vohra was young when he left the college and participated in the Satyagraha movement started by Gandhiji in 1921. But once the movement was called off after the Chori Chora incident, he joined the National College in
What is
Lahore.
your incident?
Uh, it's a Chori Chora incident. Okay, we talked about it earlier, but yeah, when there was a non-cooperation movement started by Gandhiji and Congress in 1919. Okay, and then after 3 years, there was a Chori Chora incident where Chori Chora is a village in Bihar, and some people, while doing a protest, set a police station on fire, killed a policeman. So uh, uh, Gandhiji did not like that, and the entire movement was called off. Okay, because it was against the principle of non-violence. Yeah. But there were revolutionaries like Bhagwati Charan Vohra who did not like that, so they did other things. We'll come to that story. But after the movement was called off, he resumed the studies at the National College in Lahore. Now, you all know the story of Bhagat
What
Singh.
age was what age was Bhagwati Charan when the movement was called off?
He was, I believe, 19, 20 years old. Okay, when the movement was called off. So these guys, basically, these are young revolutionaries, right? Bhagwati Charan Vohra, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Rajguru, Chandrasekhar Azad. They were all involved in, even Ram Prasad Bismil and others. They were all involved in that satyagraha. And they were very young at that time, 18 years, 19 years, 15 years, kind of thing. And then once the movement was called off, they resumed their studies. Okay, they all left their studies and joined the protest against the British. But once the movement was called off, they resumed their studies. Now in National College Lahore, okay, was a very hotbed for revolutionaries or the people who were fighting against the British. So this is the same college where Bhagat Singh was there. This is
College.
National College Lahore.
Oh.
Okay, so it is still there. Okay, in Lahore. So this is the same place where Bhagat Singh studied. This is the same place where Sukhdev studied. Rajguru came later on, but Bhagwati Chera was also there. So if you know the story of Bhagat Singh, we discussed. I think this was the first story we discussed of Bhagat Singh. So in National College, they were all together at the same time. And Bhagwati Chera became a very close friend of Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Chandrasekhar Azad, and other revolutionaries who were there. Okay. They started the Naujawan Bharat Sabha, which was like a morning procession through which they will distribute the pamphlets against the British and make people aware about the atrocities. Okay. And the HRA and HSRA, Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, was formed. Vohra himself was a avid reader and a great writer. He was the one who wrote the manifesto of HSRA. HSRA was the revolutionary organization which was formed by Bhagat Singh and Chandrasekhar Azad.
Yes, I have that in one of my Amachitra Kathas. So
Right.
they did it inside some store. They lit because of that only some place they had done some revolutionary act in that HSRA group.
Yes. So there was a HRA which was formed by Ram Prasad Bismil, Ashfaqullah Khan, and others, which is Hindustan Republican Association. After that, those guys were arrested by British and they were hanged. Okay. So after that, Bhagat Singh restarted it as a HSRA, and Bhagwati Charan was one of the active revolutionaries in that organization. He was a friend of Bhagat Singh. Now, on 17th November 1928, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Chandrasekhar Azad killed John Saunders, a British police officer in Lahore, to avenge the death of Lala Lajpat Rai.
Yes.
This story also we know, right? So after this,
Yes,
there was
they killed Saunders because they thought that Saunders was another person who first raises lathi on the person who died.
Lala Lajpat Rai. Yes. So that was the reason, and then police was searching everywhere for Bhagat Singh and Rajguru. So Bhagwati Charan Vohra was in Calcutta that time, but his wife, Durgavati Devi, was in Lahore, and she helped Bhagat Singh escape from Lahore through train.
Yes,
we read
because
up.
they were searching for individual people.
Yes,
They were
yes,
not
yes.
searching for a wealthy couple.
Couples, yes, exactly. And we already had that Durgavati story, I think in November we had that. So
Yes.
both husband and wife were very active in revolutionary activity. Then uh, now after that, Bhagat Singh was also arrested. Okay, along with Bachukeshwar Dutt and Sukhdev, Rajguru, they were all in jail. So Bhagwati Charan was outside. He was continuing with the revolutionary activities. Lord Irwin was the Viceroy of India then. Okay. So on 23rd November 1929, Vohra and his friends unsuccessfully executed a plan to assassinate Lord Irwin because they thought that Lord Irwin is responsible for Bhagat Singh and others, okay, punishments. So they made a plan to kill him, but they could not succeed. Gandhiji criticized this act, but Vohra justified it as the in an article called "The Philosophy of the Bomb," okay, because the British would require such steps. While Bhagat Singh was in jail, Vohra was continuously trying to do something to make them escape from the jail, okay, take them out from the jail. So he was making a bomb in uh, Lahore, okay, at the banks of the river Ravi, okay, which is in Lahore. They were experimenting with bomb. Unfortunately, during one such experiment, the bomb while testing the bomb, okay, he was killed. He himself died, okay, while they were testing a bomb, and that ended the life of Bhagwati Charan Vohra. Durgavati Devi continued the revolution after that. She lived even after the independence as a as normal life. So that is the story of
Oh,
Bhagwati Charan. Yeah, Bhagwati Charan Vohra. Okay. We should remember that story. So now we have seen revolutionaries, okay, and people who fought against the British. The third story we have, and third hero we have is Gijubhai Badheka, who worked on education, was educationalist. So who was he? So Gijubhai Badheka was born on 15th November 1885 in Chittal village in the Saurashtra region of Gujarat. His name was Girja Sankar, but he was fondly called Gijubhai. Now, he had to leave studies at the early age and he went to East Africa in 1907 to earn a living for his family. Here he learned about being self-reliant from S.P. Stevens. So he met S.P. Stevens and learned about how to be self-reliant.
who was Esprit Stevens?
S.P. Stevens was one of like intellectual that time, okay, whom he met in East Africa and he was inspired by him. Then Gijubhai Badheka came back to
He was
India.
also from Britain.
No, no, no. He was a British, but he was working in East Africa. Yeah. Then Gijubhai Badheka then came back to India after some time. He became a lawyer and also practiced uh, law practice in Gujarat High Court. In 1913, Gijubhai Badheka had his son. Okay, there was the birth of his son in 1930. Now, after that, he started taking interest in the childhood development in education, okay, for his son. So he read about Maria Montessori and her work in education. So at that time, Maria Montessori has came up with a new revolutionary concept of education in Europe. So he started reading
I
about that
know
thing.
Maria Montessori.
Yes,
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 she started the Montessori. This my sister's
education.
in one of the
Yes.
Montessori schools.
Yes, yes. He started the Montessori method of education. So, what is a Montessori education? Basically, it's a method of learning that emphasizes on hands-on learning. Okay, rather than book learning, it's a hands-on learning. It basically assumes that, or fundamental is that, children are naturally intelligent. All children are intelligent and are eager to learn. So, you provide them a supportive environment, and they will learn themselves. Okay, so that's the basic concept of Montessori education. So Gijubhai started reading about that thing, and he wanted to emulate the same in India. So he was strongly against the schooling pattern at that time, which was a British schooling pattern, with the sole objective of clearing the examination. You clear the exam, go to next class, and doesn't matter the learning. So he was against those things. So he propagated that school should be a happy place where the students uh, or children enjoy learning and teacher should be a friend. So he he started, and then what he did, that he left his legal practice in 1920 and founded a Bal Mandir Vidyalay in Gujarat. Okay, that was the first such school he started, okay, with this concept. Then he came up with a mixture of music, dance, travel, storytelling, outdoor play to fit the Indian requirements in the educational philosophy of Montessori. So he converted the Montessori education in an Indian way. He started this Bal Mandir. Then he set up another school in Bhavnagar called Sri Dakshinamurti Gijubhai Vinay Mandir. So another school he started. Okay, and that's how he laid the foundation of the Montessori education system in India. And he, to some extent, changed the way education is done. It is not only about the Montessori education, but other methods of education also took inspiration from these methods. Okay. So he also published close to 200 books, mostly story books for children, okay, in Gujarati mostly, and then those books are converted to other languages. His one book, which is called Diva Sapna, which defines his education methodology, has been translated into many languages, which is very good book actually. And on YouTube also, just search for Diva Sapna, we'll find a good stories of Fabian Gupta sir on this book actually. And there's also play.
What is Gijubhai Badheka's real name?
It's a Girja Shankar.
Girja Shankar.
Yeah, he was fondly called Gijubhai. Okay, so he also conducted adult education as well. Yeah, not only the child education, but he also focused on adult education. Okay, he also initiated the concept of Vanar Sena. Okay, called it for the child satyagraha. So at the time also satyagraha movement was going on. Like this was the time when there was a British India, and Gandhiji was conducting satyagraha against the British India. So to involve the young kids into satyagraha, he started the concept of Vanar Sena. He called them Vanar Sena. Bhagwan Ram ki Vanar Sena thi na? Okay, so, which attacked the Lanka. So on the similar line, he started the concept of Vanar Sena. Okay. And the learning methodologies of Gijubhai were appreciated by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, he appreciated what Gijubhai was doing, and Gandhiji gave him the pet name called Muchari Ma, which is in Gujarati, which is a mother with the whiskers. You can see his photo, like he has a big mustache. Okay, so but
Yes.
but he was as caring as a mother. So that's why Gandhiji called him a mother with a mustache. Okay, so yeah, so that's the story of Gijubhai Badheka. And here you can see these are some of the books. He wrote a lot of books actually. There are some other books I have put it here. The left hand side we have Diva Swapna, which originally written in Gujarati, now converted into many languages, okay, including English. So it's a very good book. And there are other books again converted from Gujarati to Hindi and other languages. Okay, so they are very. So he did a lot of work on child education and changing the way kids are educated in India. That's the story of Gijubhai Badheka. The next story we have, the last story we have is Irawati Karve. Now, who was Irawati Karve? So Dr. Irawati Karve was born on 15 December 1905 in Burma. Okay, as Irawati Karve. Okay. And she was named after the sacred river Irawadi. There's a river called Irawadi in Burma. Okay, so she was named after that.
She was born in Burma. She's Burmese.
She was born in Burma. She is Indian. Her father is Indian. He was posted there, so she was born there. And then she came back to India. She grew up in Pune. Okay, she grew here only in Pune only. She grew up and graduated from the Ferguson College, okay, FC College, with a BA degree in philosophy in 1926.
Oh.
Okay, and the same year she got married to Dr. Dinkar Dhondo Karve, who was the son of Maharishi Karve. Maharishi Karve is another hero. We'll someday talk about his story. But she was a daughter-in-law of Maharishi Karve. Then she got the Dakshina Fellowship to work under her mentor G.S. Gurye at the University of Bombay. And in 1928, Irawati went to Berlin University in Germany for anthropology to do her PhD. And ultimately, she did her PhD in anthropology. And Irawati Karve was India's first woman anthropologist. Now you might be wondering, what is anthropology?
What is
Yeah, right. So anthropology is a like Mano Vigyan. Okay, basically it's a scientific study of humans. human culture, societies, human evolution, all those things. So it's a branch of science which relates to this area, which is scientific study of humans, culture, societies. Okay, so that is anthropology, and Irawati Karve was the first woman anthropologist of India. Okay. And you can imagine this was the time when it was very difficult for women to do any kind of research or to become a scientist. Okay, it was not as easy as today, right? But she managed it. Okay, she faced a lot of struggle, but she continued. She was a pioneer and the first to teach this subject in Pune University. So after she did her PhD, she came back and she was introduced this subject first time in Pune University. And she started the anthropology department at Pune University and was its head for the long time. She headed the department for a long time. During this era, it was rare for a woman scientist to do field work, but Dr. Karve faced all the hardship to do significant research through her fieldwork. Because in anthropology, she would require to do a lot of fieldwork. She would need to travel to different places in India to know about those cultures, those people. Okay, so she would do that. It was difficult at that time, but she managed, and she did a lot of fundamental research. Okay. She documented kinship, basically relationships among different type of tribe, different people. Okay, the folk songs, the epics, the traditions of different culture, and she authored a total of 102 articles and books in English and Marathi. She also wrote 8 books in Marathi. Okay, and she was also an
Was her
Indologist.
father a Maharashtrian?
Yes, yes.
Her mother?
Her mother was also Maharashtrian. I need to check that thing, but yeah, she was a Maharashtrian. Yeah. She was also an Indologist, right? Along with anthropologist. She was Indologist. Indologist is the one who specifically study on the Indian people, the origin of Indian people and the history of India. Okay, so she was also an Indologist, and she did extensive study of Indian culture, Indian heritage. Her interpretation of Mahabharata in her book, which is called Yuganta, there was a book called Yuganta she wrote, also won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1968, which is like a prestigious award in literature. Her study on kinship
The what
organizations,
award?
Sahitya Academy Award. Sahitya Academy, okay, she won that for her interpretation of Mahabharata. Okay. Her study on kinship organization in India revolutionized and simplified the future research on the subject. Okay, how different cultures work, what are the different traditions. We mention everything in her book. Okay, so that was a kind of fundamental study. Even so, all the future research on that subject refers to her book actually. She also did a work on the Pandharpur Yatra. You might be knowing in Maharashtra there is a Pandharpur Yatra in the month of July, right? Uh, so she wrote a book on that. Okay, she on detailed account of that thing on Indian villages, on the Bhils, the tribals of Khandes, and different topics she wrote. And interestingly, Irawati Karve also was the first woman in Pune to ride a scooter, two-wheeler. Okay, at that time, woman riding a car or a two-wheeler was very, I mean, like almost taboo. Like they never used to do that. She was the first one. She was very modern in her sense, and she was the first one to ride a scooter in Pune that time. Okay, yeah. So that's the story of Irawati Karve. Okay. So these are some of her books. As I mentioned, left hand side is a Yuganta, okay, for which she got the Sahitya Academy, which is a interpretation of Mahabharata. Yuganta is based on
What
Mahabharata.
is epoch?
Epoch?
In Uganda, it's written the end of an epoch.
Epoch is basically epoch. Epoch is basically a time, and okay, ancient time. Epoch is a multiple meaning, but the meaning here is a time. Okay, ancient time.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kinship Organization in India is another book. Yeah, and Amchi Sanskriti is a Marathi book. Yeah, again, her books have been converted into multiple languages.
In this only, starting only, I can see it.
Yeah. So this is the story of Irawati Karve. So now I hope you know these people, right? Can you recognize them?
Yes.
Okay.
Birsa Munda.
Yes, Birsa. Second one,
Irawati
Bhagwati Charan. Third one,
and
Irawati Karve.
Yes.
And fourth
and
one, Gijubhai Badheka.
Gijubhai
Yeah, Gijubhai.
Yes, 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 exactly. So Birsa Munda, then we have
Bhagwati
Bhagwati Charan
Charan.
Vohra,
Bhagwati Charan,
Irawati
Irawati
Karve,
Karve,
and Gijubhai Badheka.
Gijubhai.
Gijubhai Badheka.
What does Gijubhai mean, uncle?
Gijubhai, I mean, it's a short form, right? His name was Girja Shankar, so he was fondly called Gijubhai. Normally, पता है ना नाम छोटे बना देते हैं लोगों के, right? So
Girja Shankar. And his surname was
Badheka. Badheka is a surname.
Badheka.
Okay, yeah, now time for the fun quiz. Okay, so
easy.
Okay, Diva Swapna and
Gijubhai Badheka.
Gijubhai.
Yeah, everyone can unmute. Okay, Nunmai, Aryan, yeah, Vandit, you can unmute. Yeah.
Gijubhai Badheka.
Yes, perfect. Gijubhai Badheka. And it's a very good book actually, Diva Swapna. Someday we may, we wrote the story. You can search on YouTube about Diva Swapna. You will get some good references. And India's first anthropologist, Pune.
Irawati Karve.
Yeah,
Irawati Karve.
Irawati Karve.
Yeah, Pune scientist, right? Yes. And Ul Gulan was a revolt against the British.
Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda.
Birsa Munda, yeah.
Birsa Munda.
Correct. Yeah. And the last
Bhagwati
one.
Charan.
Yes.
Bhagwati
Manifesto is Bhagwati Vohra.
Yeah, Bhagwati
And
Vohra.
Bhagat Singh.
Yeah, but yeah, Bhagat Singh is also, yes, that's the correct answer. Bhagwati Charan wrote the manifesto. Bhagat Singh was the one who set up the organization. So both were together. Yes, that's correct. That's good. Well done. So I hope you enjoy the stories today. Maza aaya?
Yep, I did.
Yes. Perfect. Very good.
I did.
Okay, so what we can do now? Okay, just before leaving. Okay, let's see. Just
Our
okay.
solar system.
Yeah. Okay. Just okay. Enable your display.
What display, uncle?
Or your video basically. Just okay. Enable your videos if possible.
Okay.
Okay. Please. So we can have everyone. Oh, nice. We have everyone here. Very good. Hi everyone. I hope you are enjoying. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Okay. Nice. Okay. Who are the others? Let's wait. Samarth, Aryan. Okay. What I want to do is I want to take a screenshot of everyone. Okay. There's something we'll know. Okay. So we'll do. So everyone.
Uncle, then you can stop share.
Yes, I'll just do that.
Yes. Then you can stop.
Okay. Now we can have. Okay.
But 3 people have not on the video.
No issues. Okay. Yeah, should be fine. So everyone, just enjoy your time. Okay, enjoy your vacations. Okay, hopefully, okay, we'll now meet in the new year. Okay, next week may not be.
Yeah.
So, happy New Year.
2021.
Yes, we'll hopefully meet in 2021. 2021 will be having lot more fun, lot more stories, and happy New Year. Okay, thank you.
Wish you the same, sir.
Okay, bye
Merry
bye.
Christmas in advance.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas also. Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy
Happy
New Year.
Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yeah, bye.
Christmas. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.